Hey everyone, welcome back to another Facebook Live. I'm your host, Jess.
And I'm your host, Lauren.
And today we are bringing you the content that you guys are looking for. We have heard from you, and we know that you are looking for motivational tips to complete your online program and to keep up with it every day as much as you can. So, we are here to bring you some of those tips. So, before we jump into all of that good stuff, Lauren is going to give us our couple Facebook Live tips. So, take it away, Lauren.
Thanks, Jess. So, again, thank you all for joining with us today. We hope to keep this conversational. So, please, if you have things that help to keep you motivated, you're the ones in these programs and you know best. So, drop those in the comments because what you have to share can help everybody watching. Um, if you need any help, don't drop any personal information in the comments, they're public. Give us a call at Student Services. That number is 1-888-427-1000. And if anyone is watching who's not currently a Penn Foster student but is interested in becoming one, give admissions a ring. Their number is 1-888-427-6500. So, all of that being said, today's topic is all about staying motivated while working on your online program. We know that our programs are self paced, and that's awesome because if you have a job going on, extracurriculars, family obligations, friends, if you're just somebody who really likes to do school at midnight or at 5 in the morning before you start your day, that's fine. That's what we're here for. But it is really hard when you can do something whenever you want to commit to getting those things done. And we understand that. That's human nature. And it is one of those things that's challenging. So, we just from hearing from all of you have a couple tips we'd like to share. And then, like I mentioned before, please share your own tips in the comments. So, Jess, what's one way to get started when you're thinking about staying, trying to do better at staying motivated to make progress?
Absolutely. So, like Lauren said, a self paced program is great for so many reasons. We can list off, so many situations that you may be in that, make doing this program self paced work really well for you. But as we all know, there are days or weeks that go by and you're like, where did the time go? Where did this week go? And you didn't get to jump into your program and you didn't get an opportunity to work on anything. And while that is definitely okay, you want to keep yourself motivated. You want to keep thriving through your program and you want to be making progress. So, the number one high level tip that I want to start with is setting goals. And even though that might sound, you know, super obvious, um, I think it really comes down to the kind of goals that you set. So, obviously, your long term goal is to finish your program, graduate, and get that diploma. But the key to getting there is setting smaller goals in between the starting point and the absolute finish line to get you there. So, these goals can be things like completing a lesson, a quiz, or a test in the short term. And then maybe in the long term, you say over the course of the next 30 days or 45 days, I want to finish this percentage of my program. But finishing those quizzes, tests, and lessons build up to that bigger goal, which then builds up to your biggest goal, which is graduation and finishing your program and walking away with that certification or that degree that you are looking to do. So how to do this, these things can be some things you just keep in your own head, but we have always found, and I personally find that writing these things down somewhere that they are visible is super, super helpful. So if you're the kind of person who likes to write things down, this is where like Lauren and I differ a lot in this because Lauren loves to write things down and I am more of a virtual person, right? So I can make a list and screenshot it on my phone and set it as my wallpaper. So every time I open my phone, my list is right there. Or if you're someone like Lauren and you like to write your things down, get yourself a notebook that you like and you love and you keep right next to your computer or your laptop or anything like that. Write down your goals, put them on the outside of your laptop, attach them to your fridge so that every time you open the fridge, you are being constantly reminded of these things. And it's not to put pressure on you necessarily, but just to keep all of those goals front of mind so that they don't fall to the wayside to other things. And that just keeps that daily reminder of what you want to achieve right in front of you at all times.
Yeah, and I think going off of that, creating a schedule could be really helpful in keeping yourself motivated. So, not only should you keep your goals, written down and on paper, but set specific goals for your day or for your week. So, set, and make yourself accountable to those. And I know that can be hard when other things pop up, but it's kind of the best way to make sure that you're treating this as you would, things that you have to do for your job or things that you have to do in life. And you're actually, carving out daily time to make progress instead of saying, I'll get to it this week. And then Sunday rolls around and you didn't do the thing you said you were going to do. This way, you're hitting those daily or, every couple day milestones and making genuine progress.
Yeah, that definitely makes 100% sense. I even find in my work day, going into my calendar and blocking off blocks of time where I might not necessarily be meeting with somebody individually or doing something, but like just reminding myself to get this done at this time. And I'll get that reminder on my computer. And then I know that it is that time I set aside to do that specific thing. So utilize the calendar on your phone. Set those reminders for specific times in the day where you know you might have downtime, and maybe you weren't thinking about completing a lesson that day, but you get that notification on your phone and all of a sudden it's front of mind and you are ready to go. Um, Another thing that I think we can all agree with, is getting support from your friends and family. I'm sure that, when you say friends and family or the people who support you, maybe one or a couple people come to mind, and keeping them engaged in your program and your success can help drive you to achieve those goals and keep you motivated throughout your program. Um, like I said, make sure the people who care about you and know that you're working on your program, um, that they're reminding you or cheering you on or just telling you that you can do it. Or, they can hold you accountable just as much as you can hold yourself accountable. So maybe you tell somebody that you talk to on a weekly basis, hey, next time we talk, can you just say, hey, how's your program going? And that could be just like a reminder that day to jump on and do a little bit or a lot, depending on how much time you have. But in addition to them helping you when you're succeeding, they can also help you when you're struggling. So if there are people in your life who know that you're working on this program and you're having a hard day or you're going through a tough lesson or you have a test that you're nervous about, having those people that you can reach out to who know what you're going through and know what you're looking to achieve, to give you those just words of encouragement, can be that extra push you need to push through that test, lesson, quiz, whatever it may be in your program.
Really great points there, Jess. And I think adding to that, you may or may not have that great support system in your personal life. It could be tricky in certain situations where, your friends or your family aren't going through what you're going through and they might not get it in the way that other people would. So another great option is to join an online community or support group. So, of course, we do have our Penn Foster student community. We'll drop the link to that in the comments. If you haven't been in there or haven't been in there in a while, definitely sign up or log in and engage. That's a great way to meet people who are sharing some of your experiences very directly. We also have our social media accounts like our Facebook and our Instagram and our TikTok, where we're doing our best to offer motivation, but then there are groups that are program specific. We have a few. So, two good examples that come to mind are our medical billing and coding group and our veterinary technician group. Even in that veterinary technician group, we see posts in there all the time of people sharing very specific examples of challenging animal cases that they're working on or things that they're struggling with, and those are just great places to get support. So definitely check those out.
Yeah, I think that it's nice that we have those groups, specifically the vet tech group, like you said, Lauren, because they are sharing very specific instances of things that they might not necessarily feel comfortable sharing on their own Facebooks or timelines to the other people in their life, but they know that the people within that group are going through the same things they're going through in their, in the online program, in their externships, seeing certain things, certain cases, and can understand specifically what you're going through and not be, worried about not understanding what's being posted. Um, so definitely a lot of great points. We will drop the links to those groups also in the comments, just in case you are in some of those specific programs, and we can get you hooked up with the correct groups. Um, the next tip that we have also might feel a little bit, self-explanatory, but it's always nice to hear this from somebody else. So let me be the first person to say that motivation can also come from just taking care of yourself, taking care of your physical health as well as your mental health. Can really help set you up for success with these things that you're doing in your life that might not align to work in your work life and your home life. So obviously when something is self-paced, you find the time when you can, and other times you just don't have the mental capacity or you're not feeling as well that day, and making sure that you're taking care of yourself physically and mentally um, can really help. Things that aligned to this are getting enough sleep. Exercise can sometimes help kickstart your day and get you in a productive mood and get you right on the finish line to doing um, some of your program that day. Eating nutritious meals whenever you can. Taking breaks when you need to and not to overwork yourself. I think that's a big one because a lot of people probably feel like, oh, well, I have a day where I have 5 hours where I'm not doing anything, and I should commit all 5 of those hours in this day that I have to working on my program. And sometimes that's not necessarily feasible because focusing on your computer screen or your phone for that much time can take a lot out of you. So give yourself grace, make sure you're taking breaks when you need to, having, your favorite brain food on hand, whatever your favorite snack is. Um, and overworking can lead to stress and burnout, which can make it a lot harder to reach that end goal. So just make sure you're being kind to yourself, you're being kind to your mind, you're being kind to your body, and you're setting yourself up for success by taking care of what is closest to you, which is yourself.
I think that's a great point. I think sometimes too, taking care of yourself could mean, you know, saying to the people in your house, like if you have kids, hey, leave me alone for an hour. I need to make progress on my program if that's what makes you feel good that day. Because sometimes it is feeling like you accomplished something or you're doing something for you that makes you feel good. So obviously, you know yourself better than anyone else, but making sure you're taking the time to feel good is so vital. Um, Another tip that I'll share is to make sure that you are reaching out when you need help. So we talked about having the personal support, the online support, but sometimes you need that academic support too. So we have our student services team and our instructors on hand to help you when you need it. The number for student services again is 1-888-427-1000. If you have a question about your account, if you have you need help with a lesson, an exam, or a project, for something like that, you might want to go through your student portal and request an appointment to speak to your instructor. But don't hesitate to set up that time. You're going online because probably most of it and most days you can just do it on your own. And, having to talk to others is something that might slow you down. But occasionally you really do need it. And if it helps you understand something, you need to take the time to do that because ultimately you're going to use this knowledge and these skills to apply to either more education or a job or your daily life. So it is important to make sure that you're really learning it too.
Absolutely. I think that that is a big one because I know for myself, I can definitely find myself, going into any kind of training and or a lesson and starting it and not understanding it, but saying, oh, well, I've gotten that, I hit the threshold for passing, I'm just going to continue going forward. But making sure that you actually understand the material and you're setting yourself up for when you do graduate, like you said, Lauren, to go on to more education or to go on to a job, you have all of the skills that you need. So making sure that you're not only just progressing, that you're understanding, I think is a big piece of this as well. Um, And our last tip is just celebrate your successes. And I think this also goes back to taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are celebrating when you have an accomplishment, whether it's something big or something small. All of those things should be celebrated because you are making such a big commitment to yourself, and that in and of itself should be celebrated. Whether it's completing a lesson or a quiz or a test, all of those things are a reason to be happy and to feel proud. So celebrating your milestones can give you the motivation to keep going and to reach your long-term goals. And we love to celebrate you, maybe even more than you love to celebrate yourself. You could definitely see this on our TikTok and our Instagram and our Facebook. We are constantly sharing the successes of our students and our graduates. So, if you have a success that you'd like to share with us, be sure to send us a DM or tag us in your post on Instagram or Facebook so that we can find it and share. Tags hashtag PF proud, and we would love to give you a shout out and to celebrate you, because at the end of the day we are here to celebrate your successes and see you continue to thrive with your program. So that was all of our high level tips for how to stay motivated. Definitely check out the comments. If you haven't dropped your own tips down there, please feel free to do so, because it might be something that some, even one person resonates with, that helps them stay motivated, and you could be that person that helped.
Absolutely. We wish you guys the best of luck. We're here for you. We hope you get through this, and there are great things for you on the other side once you put in this work to see the fruits of your labor. Thank you guys so much for watching today. We love chatting with you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.